Welcome back to my channel Math School. In today's video, let us start with a new chapter, that is chapter number 7, coordinate geometry. So let us learn the introduction part for distance formulae from this chapter, that is coordinate geometry. Chapter 7, coordinate geometry. So let us see the introduction part. So in your previous classes, you have studied how to locate a point on a plane. We require a pair of coordinates. So a coordinate or a point is represented by x comma y, where x represents the x coordinate and y represents the y coordinate of a point. For example, a point can be represented by 2 comma 1 or minus 3 comma 4, 6 comma minus 2 and minus 1 comma minus 4. In the first example, you can see that both x and y are positive. Whereas in second example here, x is negative and y is positive. In the third example, x is positive whereas y is negative. And in the fourth example, you will see that both x and y value are negative, right? So how do you get this minus and positive sign to x and y? So this can be better understood when we take a graph and explain you. So this is a graph sheet. In the chapter pair of linear equations, you have already learned how to plot a graph. So a line drawn horizontal gives you the x-axis. On right hand side we write x and on left hand side we take x dash. Similarly, a vertical line is drawn which is perpendicular to x-axis will give you the y-axis with y and y dash. The intersection of x-axis and y-axis forms the origin denoted by O. The coordinate of an origin is given by 0, 0. So if you consider this x-axis, on right hand side of the origin you get all the positive numbers like 1, 2, 3 and it goes on. Similarly, on the left hand side of the origin, we obtain the negative numbers, that is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and so on. So this forms the x-axis on right hand side and left hand side of the origin. Similarly, when you consider the y-axis, the values above the origin are positive on y-axis and the values below the origin are negative on a y-axis. So this is how we form x-axis and y-axis. So for example, if you consider a point here, say x comma y, the distance of this point to the y-axis, this distance forms the x coordinate of the point, also called as the abscissa. Similarly, the distance between point and the y-axis gives you the y coordinate, also known as ordinate. So here the x value is called the abscissa and the y value is called as the ordinate. Here if you observe what is the x value, that is the distance from the point to the y-axis. On the x-axis it is 0 to 4. So here the value is 4, comma, and similarly what will be the value of y? The value of y is taken from here to here, that is 0 to 3, so it is 3. So this forms a coordinate, that is 4, 3 of a point 8. So this is how determine the coordinate of a point on a graph. So this is taken as first quadrant in a graph. On the left hand side, this is called as the second quadrant of a graph. Similarly, this is the third quadrant and this is the fourth quadrant of a graph. In the first quadrant, if you observe the x-axis and y-axis, both the values are positive, right? So here in first quadrant, both x value will be positive and y value also will be positive. Similarly, when you come to the second quadrant, the x-axis, if you look at, x values will always be negative in the second quadrant and y values will be positive in the second quadrant of the graph. Coming to the third quadrant, if you observe, both x-axis and y-axis values are negative. So here the value of x coordinate will be negative and the value of y coordinate will also be negative in the third quadrant. Similarly, in the fourth quadrant, if you see, the x values are positive whereas the y-axis values are negative. In the fourth quadrant, x coordinate will be positive and y coordinate will be negative. These are the four quadrants of a graph. In your exam, they can give you a point, for example, minus 4 comma 3, and they ask you to determine this point minus 4 comma 3 is in which quadrant. So here you can see that the x value is negative and y value is positive. So which quadrant comes into picture? So this is the second quadrant. In second quadrant, x coordinate is negative and y coordinate is positive. Therefore, you can say that the point minus 4 comma 3 is from the second quadrant. So this is how you determine from which quadrant a point belongs to on a graph. Now coming to section 7.2, we are going to learn the distance formula, where we have to find out the distance between two points whose coordinates are given. For example, this is point A and this is point B. We have to find out the shortest distance between these 2 points whose coordinates will be given. For example, let point A have a coordinate x1, y1 and point B has coordinates x2, y2. We have to find out the distance between these 2 points using the coordinates given of these 2 points, that is x1, y1 and x2, y2. So again, let me explain you on a graph sheet. That will be much simpler. So before going to the distance formula, let us find out the distance between 2 points on a x-axis. Okay, so for example, there is a point A and we have another point B. So can you tell me what is the coordinate for point A? Since y-axis is not coming into picture, value of y will be 0 in both the points. Coordinate will be x-axis value will be 4 and y-axis value will be 0. Similarly, coordinate will be 4 comma 0. Similarly, the point B is at 6. So the x value of this point B will be 6 and y value will be 0. So these are the two coordinates for point A and B. Now let us find out the distance between A and B. Now you tell me first of all, what is the distance between the origin and the point A? That is the distance OA. You can see that since we have a point here, so the distance between O to A will be 4. And what will be the distance between O to B? So this distance will be how much? 0 to 6, so it will be 6. So to find out the distance between the point A and B, we can take OB minus OA, right? Since OB is the larger distance, we will take OB first, OB minus OA. So what is the OB value we found out to be? 6 minus OA value, what we found out, it is 4. So the distance between the point A to B will be equal to 2. This is how we find out the distance between the 2 points on an x-axis. Similarly, let us find out the distance between 2 points on a y-axis. So consider a point here. Let us take this point as C, and a point on A. Let us consider this point as D. So we have to find out the distance between C and D. Okay, so what is the coordinate of C? Since there is no x-axis coming to picture here, the x value will be 0, and what will be the y value? On value 3 we have this point C, so the y value will be 3. Similarly, what is the coordinate for D? Again, x value is 0, and what will be the y value? The point is on 8, so y value will be 8. So the coordinate is 0 comma 8, right? So since we have to find out distance between the point C and D, first of all, let us find out the distance between the origin and C. So this distance will be how much? 3. Again, let us find out the distance between OD. It is 8 units, right? From 0 to 8, it is 8 units. So to find out the value of CD, we can take OD minus OC. Since OD is the larger distance, we are taking OD first. So it is OD minus OC. So OD value, what did we find out? It is 8 units minus OC is 3. So what is the distance C to D will be? 8 minus 3 is 5. So this is how we find out the distance between 2 points on x-axis and y-axis, right? So this you have to know before going to distance formula. So now let us find out the distance between 2 points. For example, point P and consider another point Q. So we have to find out the shortest distance between these 2 points. So the coordinate of this point is given as 4, 6. Here you can observe on x-axis it is 4 and on y-axis it is 6. Similarly, the coordinate of Q PQ is given as 6, 8. On x-axis it is 6 and on y-axis it is 8. So we have to find out the shortest distance between these 2 points. So what is the shortest distance? So a line drawn between these 2 points. So this forms the shortest distance of. We can also find out the distance by starting from point P, moving to the right, coming to this point, and then again moving from this point to Q. So this forms the another distance from P to Q, right? But since this distance PQ is the shortest distance, so we will consider to find out the value of PQ. We can also find out the distance by moving from P top at this point and again moving right to meet the point Q. Okay, we can either go like this, or in this way also. So let us consider this point as R. Here you can also observe that PRQ forms a right angle triangle. If we know the value of PR and RQ, then we can apply the Pythagoras theorem and find out the PQ value. So by Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse square is equal to the base square plus the perpendicular square. So PR is the base and QR is the perpendicular, and therefore we can find out the value of hypotenuse, that is PQ. So first of all, let us find out the value of the distance between the point P and R, right? So we have to find out this distance PR, right? So what is the distance between the origin O to point P? It is 4 units. Similarly, this distance is 4 units. And what is the distance between O to R, point R? It is 6 units. So this distance is 6 units. Here 6 minus 4 is equal to 2. So this value of PR, or the distance between the point P to R, is 2 units. Similarly, let us find out the distance between the point R to Q, right? So this point R is from here, and Q, let us draw this horizontal lines to the y-axis, right? So from the origin to point R on y-axis, what is this distance? So this distance is, similarly the distance between the origin O and Q is how much? It is 8 units. So this distance Q and R will be 8 minus 6 equal to 2 again, right? So this distance Q and R is again 2 units. Now here we can apply the Pythagoras theorem and find out the value of PQ. So therefore hypotenuse is given by square root of base square plus the perpendicular square. So square root of base square, or the PR square, will be how much? 2 square, plus the perpendicular square will be again 2 square. So this will be square root of 2 square is 4 plus 2 square is 4. So 4 plus 4 is root 8. So this root 8 can also be written as 4 into 2, where 4 will equal to 2 square into 2. Since there is square term in the root, so this term comes out. So this will be root 8 will be equal to how much? 2 root 2. The distance between the point P to Q is 2 root 2. Okay, so this is how we find out distance between any 2 points on a given plane whose coordinates are given. So how do we generalize this method? So basically in the distance formula, the Pythagoras theorem is used. So let us write down the generalized formula from this method. This is just an example which I have showed you here. Since we have to find out the distance between the point P and Q, and the coordinate values given here was 4, 6. For example, you can consider these coordinates to be x1, y1. Similarly, the coordinate value of Q as x2, y2. So here if you observe, here we have the x2 value as 6 and x1 value here is 4. So x2 minus x1 gives you this value of PR, that is 2. So PR distance is given by x2 minus x1, where the x2 value is 6 minus x1 value was 4, that was equal to 2 units, right? Similarly, you can find out this value QR by y2 minus y1. QR is equal to y2 minus y1, that is equal to 8 minus 6. y2 is 8 minus y1 value is 6. So again that will be equal to 2 units. Since we had to find out the distance PQ, applying the Pythagoras theorem, PQ square is equal to PR square plus QR square. Right, we are applying the Pythagoras theorem to triangle PQR. PQ value can be found out by taking square root of PR square plus QR square. PQ is equal to, substituting the value of PR and QR, PR can be written as x2 minus x1. So x2 minus x1 the whole square plus QR value can be written as y2 minus y1. Okay, so y2 minus y1 the whole square. So this gives us the distance formula to find out the distance between any two points P and Q given the coordinates x1, y1 and x2, y2 of the two points. So using those two coordinates, we can find out the distance between any two points accordingly, right? So this forms the distance formula. So this is our distance formula, that is square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square, which is very important to solve the problems from exercise 7.1. In my next video, I'll be solving example 1 from chapter 7 coordinate geometry. So till then, do like my video, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the bell button below to get the latest updates of my videos, as I'll be completing the whole syllabus for class 10th SLC Insert Math. And also do watch the related videos of chapter 7 coordinate geometry shown on the screen. Thank you.